The 7 stages of human cognitive development from birth to death. Opening. What if I told you that the way you think changes dramatically from the moment you're born until the day you die? Stick with me as we explore the incredible journey of your mind through 7 life-changing stages. Human development isn't just physical, it's psychological and emotional, too. We are constantly evolving, and one of the most fascinating parts of this journey is how our thinking develops as we move through life. From birth to death, our minds change and grow in incredible ways. Today, we'll take a deep dive into the 7 stages of cognitive development and how we think, learn, and adapt throughout our lives. 1. Infancy, 0 to 2 years, the sensoromotor stage. Our journey begins at birth. During the sensoromotor stage, infants learn by interacting with their surroundings through their senses. Touch, sight, hearing, and taste, they experience the world with every sense. At this stage, babies are completely focused on here and now. They don't yet have the ability to understand abstract concepts, but through sensory input and reflexes, they begin forming the foundation for later cognitive abilities. In this stage, one of the first major cognitive milestones occurs, object permanence. This is the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they're no longer visible. A game of peekaboo might seem simple, but it's actually a powerful way for babies to learn this concept, realizing that even if you disappear, you still exist. 2. Early childhood, 2 to 6 years, symbolic and imaginative thinking. Fast forward a few years, and we enter early childhood, a time where imagination and symbolic thinking come alive. During these years, children begin to use language and symbols to represent the world around them. They turn everyday objects into magical things, using their imagination to pretend that a stick is a sword or a box is a spaceship. This is a key part of cognitive development, allowing them to experiment with social roles and understand emotions. However, children at this stage are still egocentric, they believe everyone sees the world the way they do. They're also not yet capable of logical thinking. Their understanding is limited to the concrete, meaning they focus on immediate experiences and have difficulty thinking abstractly about the future or hypothetical scenarios. 3. Middle childhood, 6 to 12 years, logical and concrete thinking. By the time children reach middle childhood, their thinking becomes more organized and logical. They start to understand cause and effect more clearly. If they forget their homework, they understand they might face consequences at school. They also start understanding conservation, the idea that just because a substance changes shape or form doesn't mean the quantity has changed. This stage is marked by an increasing ability to solve problems logically. They may not yet be able to understand abstract concepts, but they can work with concrete facts and real-world experiences. Children also develop the ability to empathize more with others, understanding that other people can have different feelings and perspectives. 4. Adolescence, 12 to 18 years, abstract and critical thinking. As children enter adolescence, they undergo an exciting transformation, the ability to think abstractly. Adolescents are no longer just solving simple problems based on immediate experiences. Now, they begin thinking about hypotheticals, future possibilities, and complex concepts like morality and justice. They also begin to engage in more critical thinking, questioning societal norms, authority, and even their own beliefs. This is the time when adolescents start to form their identity, they explore who they are and who they want to become. The need for independence becomes strong, and they start to develop a unique sense of self. This stage marks a significant shift in the way individuals approach the world and the ideas that shape their lives. 5. Early adulthood, 18 to 40 years, practical and integrative thinking. In early adulthood, individuals move from abstract thinking to practical and integrative thinking. At this point, young adults start to make important decisions about their careers, relationships, and life goals. They apply their thinking to real-life situations, balancing work, personal life, and long-term ambitions. During this stage, people develop emotional regulation, learning how to balance their emotions with rational decision-making. For example, they may choose between different career paths or decide whether to pursue further education based on a mix of logic and emotional factors. At this stage, they apply their cognitive abilities to real-world challenges and start seeing how their thinking shapes the course of their lives. 6. Middle adulthood, 40 to 65 years, reflective and strategic thinking. Middle adulthood brings a deepening of reflection and wisdom. People in this stage begin to reflect on their lives, often assessing the choices they've made, their achievements, and their personal goals. Cognitive development at this stage is less about learning new information and more about integrating the lessons learned over time. Adults become more focused on mentoring, guiding others with their accumulated knowledge and experience. They develop strategic thinking, planning for the future while also finding peace with their past. Many individuals also begin to think about their legacy, how they want to be remembered and the impact they'll have on future generations. 7. Late adulthood, 65 plus years, reflective and meaning-centered thinking. Finally, in late adulthood, cognitive development focuses on reflection and meaning. As we age, we look back on our lives and try to find meaning in the experiences we've had. Older adults often share their stories, wisdom, and life lessons with younger generations, passing down knowledge to continue shaping the future. Though some cognitive abilities may decline, such as memory or processing speed, many older adults gain greater emotional regulation and a sense of peace with their past. They tend to focus on relationships and the legacies they leave behind. Their thinking becomes centered around the meaning of their lives, seeking fulfillment and contentment with the journey they've experienced. Conclusion. From the first moments of life to the wisdom of old age, human cognitive development is a fascinating journey. Each stage brings new ways of thinking and understanding, and each stage shapes how we experience the world around us. Whether it's the curiosity of a baby or the reflection of an elderly person, we are constantly evolving. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the 7 stages of cognitive development. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What stage of development do you find most interesting? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep evolving. See you in the next video.